with a shoe, a bunch of shoes? You kind of get to tweak them here and there. How is that process?
Yeah, I think it's honestly been like probably one of the coolest things I've got to do since, honestly, the process started at the end of my senior year when I was at Iowa, because I was deciding what shoe company I was going to go with. And I talked to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, and they all offered me a signature shoe, obviously some faster than others. And, you know, everybody knows Nike makes the best product. It just kind of takes a little bit longer. And so
For weeks, there was nothing, no tweets, no statements, no response to the growing chaos. Then, suddenly, Caitlin Clark broke her silence by sitting down with Jason and Travis Kelce. What she said during that interview sent shockwaves through the WNBA, because this time, Caitlin Clark didn't hold back. According to insiders, her words left the WNBA commissioner furious. This wasn't just another interview. It was a defining moment, one that could change the league forever. Watch until the end, because this story only gets more explosive.
Was that just a jersey that you get? I was about to say, for these practices,
17 is not the best number ever. I wouldn't have picked that. But so the players that like have been on the national team prior get to continue wearing their jersey, like that practice number jersey or their jersey, obviously until like they're done playing on the Olympic team or whatever happens for the next Olympics. And then all us newcomers, there was a lot of young people at that camp. We just get assigned a random number. I guess I got.
For months, Caitlin Clark was everywhere. Highlight reels, sold out arenas, and shattered records. But when controversy hit the WNBA, when league decisions began raising eyebrows, and when fans accused leadership of holding her back, she suddenly went quiet. Some believed she was being protected. Others thought she was being controlled. What most people didn't see was that behind the scenes, she was waiting and choosing her moment carefully. Because when you speak on the Kelce platform, the entire sports world listens. Jason and Travis, Kelce didn't begin with drama. They talked basketball, work ethic, pressure, and expectations. But then the tone shifted when they asked Caitlin about being the face of women's basketball. That's when everything changed. Caitlin paused, smiled, and said something that immediately grabbed attention, admitting that the pressure wasn't just coming from opponents, but from inside the system. That single line sent fans into a meltdown.
The Raiders. Trav should be, considering we've played them twice.
It's been a very rough go around for the Raiders since I've been in the league.
So you got running back. You'd be Marshawn Lynch was probably the best one, but he was better in Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know if his numbers are with the Raiders.
Have they had any good receivers over there?
Yes. Why can't I think of his name?
It's going to be a tough one if you can't think of his name.
I know.
Brock Bowers had a hell of a year.
I was going to say, Brock Bowers, he had a game where he had like 50 fantasy points, but I don't know how he's done the rest of the year.
He had like almost 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. I don't know if that's going to be
that's probably not a
year's worth.
Yeah.
Last year he had a lot of.
We need somebody that's had a solid year. Should we pass?
It's not a bad pass.
You get one pass.
Who was the receiver on the when they won with Rich Gannon? Who was the receiver?
Caitlin didn't attack anyone, and she didn't name names. But she made one thing unmistakably clear. She wants women's basketball to grow, not stay comfortable. She spoke about freedom, about letting stars be stars, and about not being afraid of attention. To many listeners, it sounded like a direct message to the league. Stop trying to control the moment and let it happen. That clip went viral within minutes, and insiders say that's when phones started ringing at WNBA headquarters. This wasn't just another podcast appearance. Jason and Travis Kelce aren't WNBA media or league-friendly insiders. They're crossover power with an NFL audience, mainstream sports fans, and massive reach. By choosing this platform, Caitlin Clark took her story outside league control. No edits, no filters, no PR spin, just her voice. And that reportedly scared people at the top. And then there's the elephant in the room. The Nike commercial, simple, clean, cold, with no league messaging and no bigger than basketball speech.
Florida with my family, so we were just down there chilling, hanging out. So it was nice to get in some warm weather and taking a little time off after the USA basketball stuff I had, and now just pick back up and get ready for the season. I guess it's going to be here in a couple months. So, and you guys are welcome to a game anytime.
Come on now.
Oh, absolutely.
You know we're there.
Yeah.
You know we're there.
Absolutely.
Rocking the CC ones on the hardwood.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
let's
right.
go.
I got to get the CC1 so I can dunk. That's what's
Yes, that's what you're missing.
That new
That's what you're
technology.
missing. You need that new technology. It's just going to spring you up there, Jason.
Perfect. Let's go.
Exactly.
Just Caitlin Clark being inevitable. According to multiple reports, that ad sparked serious tension because it showed something impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark is a global brand, independent of the WNBA. And once a league realizes it doesn't fully own the spotlight, that's when panic begins. Insiders say the commissioner's reaction wasn't subtle, with meetings, emergency discussions, and talks about future protection language. Because the fear wasn't just about one player, it was about precedent. If Caitlin Clark can speak freely, build independently, and dominate culturally, what happens next? Other stars follow, and suddenly the league no longer controls the narrative. That's where the numbers matter. Analysts estimate Caitlin Clark's presence impacts TV deals, sponsorships, ticket sales, merchandise, and future expansion, but only if she's embraced. If the league is seen as restrictive or hostile, that value doesn't disappear, it leaves. Experts warn that mishandling this moment could cost the WNBA hundreds of millions in the long term. Not overnight, but slowly, silently, and painfully. After the interview dropped, the fan reaction was immediate.
At the end of the day, these people they're only in this for profit. And they are sick of eating losses on this league that they can't profit on. Like, they are not going to profit they will profit from expansions. But what they're not going to profit from is they're not going to profit from the franchise value. That's what the owners are going to do. That is what the owners are going to do. It's one of those things where there are outside investors who, by the way, own 58% of the league, that with this current deal will never see a cent. And that is where the problem is that the franchise values doesn't matter, because I can guarantee you that even with these numbers, all 13 WNBA owners want the league to go ahead and will be glad to accept, because these numbers are super low. 5 million.
This is what leadership sounds like. Saying what everyone else is afraid to say. Fans weren't seeing arrogance. They saw honesty. Someone who genuinely loves the game but refuses to be boxed in. And the quieter the league stays, the louder Caitlin's words become. The wildest part is that the WNBA has spent decades fighting for visibility and respect. And now the biggest spotlight in its history has finally arrived. Yet instead of celebration, there's tension, control battles, and fear of change. Caitlin Clark reminded everyone of a simple truth. Stars don't ask permission. They create gravity. Now all eyes are on the league. Do they adapt, evolve, and embrace the moment? Or do they push back and risk alienating the very player driving the future? Caitlin Clark didn't declare war. She did something far more powerful. She spoke calmly and confidently, on her own terms, and that's what shook the system. So the real question remains, was this interview a warning or the beginning of a new era the WNBA can't control? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video if you felt the shift, and subscribe for stories behind the headlines, because Caitlin Clark just changed the conversation, and there's no going back now.